Well, a lot of us felt those storms roll through over the weekend, and a historic church suffered some damage over the weekend as well after a large part of the exterior wall right there was completely collapsed. Skyview 21 flew around that church earlier today, and it was built back in the mid-1850s and has a pretty interesting story. Take a listen.
The church was actually sold in 1980 for $1 to the Parkville Cemetery Association that takes care of the cemetery and took care of the church until it was sold, and now it's privately owned.
So right now it is unclear how the collapse occurred, but the owner has been doing some restoration of the building. Now, rough weather did move through the region just hours before with rain and wind. Now, some of the nearby residents are speculating the collapse may have been particularly caused by ground saturation by recent heavy rains. And coming up within the next 40 minutes, meteorologist Ed Russo will give us a closer look at that damage. A historic church built way back in the 1850s was damaged over the weekend in Newberry Township. CBS 21's meteorologist Ed Russo took a look at that damage for himself. He joins us now with what the owner is doing to rebuild.
I'm in Newberry Township in northern York County, standing in front of a church that was built in 1856. So if you're familiar with the Newberry Township area, that's the Y intersection of Erney and York Road. Across the street from the church is the Parkville Cemetery, but yeah, it's hard to miss behind me. You've got the entire wall, which has collapsed. This church has been undergoing some restoration. The owner has been working on a basement, so he ripped out the first floor and has been trying to establish a basement, but in the process of restoration on Saturday, this whole wall came down. So it could have been a combination of weather and the fact that it was being restored. I know some people in the area were concerned that something like this might happen. Thankfully, the person working on this, who's also the owner, was not injured in the process. But this happened Saturday afternoon, shortly after we got all of that rain and wind that came through the night previous on Friday night. But you see all the big stones here collapsing not only on the outside of the building, but also into the foundation itself. And one of the reasons he's been trying to get a foundation established here was so that the church could be preserved, obviously, for a longer period of time. But a historic church here suffering some damage, unsure about the cause, but a church built back in 1856, a long time ago. Reporting in Newberry Township, Ed Russo.
Yesterday, we actually visited a damaged church. This is in Newberry Township in northern York County, and you know what? It's a historic church built in 1856. It was at the intersection of Erney and York Road, and it had a sidewall collapse Saturday. The building has been undergoing, restoration since 2023 under the new owner. It's not clear whether or not weather played a role, but there was a lot of rain and wind the night before. Fortunately, no one was injured at the time of the collapse. CBS 21 recently obtained these photos of the church as it was 9 years ago. The church closed in 2016, and there have been no services in that church since. The building has a new owner, and that came in at 2023.